guys, good morning.
Morning.
Hello.
How are y'all doing?
Well, it's
Well.
raining today, but we need the rain, so it's
Get some of the pollen to go away, which I'm okay
the
with.
azaleas are saying.
For 12 hours.
That's true. Yeah. Welcome to spring, y'all. By the time this airs, we'll be coming up right on getting awful close to Holy Week at St. Matthew's.
What is Holy Week? What's Holy Week?
Holy Week. Well, it's a day it's a week. Well, it's a week, obviously, that really follows Jesus's journey in Jerusalem to the time that he dies on the cross to, spoiler alert, Easter, when he rises from the dead. So we have some very particular days in that week of Palm Sunday, Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, and Easter. And I'm really excited about this year's Holy Week because for the first time in about 2 years, we actually will get to have Holy Week fully in person. The last 2 years, because of COVID, we've had to do some online things. We've had to make some adjustments. We haven't been able to fully be in person. We've had to do a lot of shuffling around to make sure that everything was COVID safe. But this year, I'm really excited about it, that it's going to be all in person and whatnot. So.
It sounds fantastic. It sounds like it's going to be a great week. So what's going on that week?
Well, first will be Palm Sunday. So that's what, April 10th, right?
Yes.
Yeah. April 10th.
Wait, what's Sunday? What's Palm Sunday? From year to year. Palm Sunday is what happens.
Jesus
So
parades in,
some
right?
boys and girls may not remember either. What?
Isn't that where they lay down their robes and Jesus parades in like a king?
All right, it's coming back to me. That's right. And that's right. They say that word Hosanna, which means what? Lord save us. That's right. It's all coming back to me. Holy Week. That's right. We did this last year. I remember. So Holy Week starts with Palm Sunday. That's right. And they say, welcome Jesus back into the city. That's right. Okay. And then it has a happy ending, right? Or no? What happens? What happens next after Palm Sunday?
Well, happening at church, we'll have kind of a mini parade, if you will, because we're not going to start church inside the nave. We're going to start church outside, which is a little different than what we normally do. We're all going to be outside in the courtyard, and we're going to give everybody palm branches, and we will all just be able to come into the church, walk down the aisle, and then go to our seats. So we have a little bit of a mini parade that our boys and girls will probably enjoy.
Wow, that sounds good. Okay, all right.
And Daniel, I heard there's something special after worship for our boys and girls.
Nope, nothing special. I'm just kidding. We're bringing back the Easter egg hunt. So after worship, we're still working out the logistics of like what it all looks like, but I imagine there will be some in the courtyard, weather permitting, and then some throughout the parish ed building for kids of all ages.
Well, so and that's specifically though for joyful noise, boys and girls.
Yeah, kids, not yams. Yams, you don't get to do this.
Kids, yeah, but the yams usually help hide, don't they?
Yeah, they help hide. You don't get to. This is for the King Street kids and the joyful noise.
Yeah. So all of our boys and girls who are 5th grade and younger. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah. It's all coming back to me now. Okay. All right.
There's some kids in Joyful Noise and even King Street kids who may not remember doing an egg hunt at St. Matthew's. So so this is a pretty big deal. I'm excited for them, and I'm excited for our yams to get to help out.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the next big day of the Holy Week is
Thursday.
That's right, and it's called Maundy Thursday. What happened on Maundy Thursday? Help me remember. The boys and girls probably are like me. They don't remember what happened. What's happened on Maundy Thursday?
So Maundy, it means mandate. And mandate is like a command, do this. And we remember 2 instances on that night where Jesus said, do this. And it's when Jesus washed the disciples' feet and told them to, wash one another's feet, to do this, to serve one another.
Why on earth would they do that? That sounds gross. Why would they do that?
Well, it's an act of service. And have you ever been on the receiving end of service?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It makes you feel cared for by another person, and serving makes you be the one who's following the example of Jesus. Okay, I remember.
Yeah. So actually our boys and girls are going to be served by Pastor Eric.
And you, and maybe Daniel.
Yeah.
Not Daniel.
But we wash feet, which is like, most people think like, ew, feet, but that kind of makes the act of service even more important.
It was good enough for Jesus.
We can do it. Yeah.
Okay. So then what else? There's some other things that happen on Maundy Thursday. Well,
then the other thing that Jesus said, do this, is related to Holy Communion. In that night, Jesus sat down with his disciples and he broke bread with them and said that this is my body given for you, and do this in remembrance of me. And he shared a cup and said, this is my blood. So this is where we got Holy Communion from. And Jesus said, do this in remembrance of me. And so we remember those 2 commands, those 2 mandates to share in Holy Communion and to serve one another. And these things really help us tend to our community of faith, to break bread together and to serve and care for one another. Well,
what happens at the end of that service? It seems like there's something that's very dramatic. What is it that happens at the end of that service? Do you remember, Daniel?
Don't we like strip something?
Yes, that's right. We take all
we strip, yeah.
The altar.
Right. The altar, that's right. We take all of those things, those special churchy furnishings, and the paraments, which are the cloths, and the coverings for the furnishings, and the flowers, and some of the other shiny objects we take away. And why are we doing that, though? Why do we do that?
Holy Week is taking a darker turn here. Sometimes in the movies things get darker before they get better, like The Empire Strikes Back before the Return of the Jedi.
Empire Strikes Back part.
Really, we're also following this narrative, because on that night Jesus had his last supper with his disciples before he was arrested and eventually crucified. So things are going to get pretty dark. And we're taking a turn into Good Friday, and Good Friday is pretty dark. And so we're getting ready for that. We're taking all the shiny things down. We're making the altar very bare. We're taking that dark turn there. And it could feel a little scary to the boys and girls, because by the end of the service, the sanctuary is very dark. Things are very bare. Things are very solemn. Things are very quiet. But this is part of Holy Week. Holy Week does take a little bit of a scary dark turn there.
It's like a cliffhanger. Then what happens the next day? What happens on Friday? What's that called? Good Friday? What happens that day? What happens?
Well, Good Friday is the day that, and it's weird that we call it good, because this is the day that we remember Jesus was crucified. That means he was hung on the cross and he died.
How is that good though, Pastor Rebecca? That seems like a bad Friday.
Yeah. Well, this is where Jesus dies for our sins. I mean, he couldn't rise from the grave, rise from the dead, unless he was dead. He had to die first.
There can be no resurrection without the crucifixion.
Yeah, you have to have death in order to rise from the dead.
So I guess this makes sense later when we have Easter, but right now, Good Friday doesn't seem like a Good Friday. I'll okay. All
Yeah,
right.
we can look back on it and call it good because we
Yeah.
know the end of the story.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But for the people who were living through it when it happened, for his disciples, for his mother, for his friends who were watching this happen and didn't know what was coming next, this was not a good Friday. This was a very bad Friday.
That
And
makes
again, the sanctuary is going to be very dark. It's going to be very solemn. We read.
What do we wear? What do we wear that day? Colorful outfits.
We wear black.
Mm.
Jason does something really interesting with the organ. The organ doesn't even sound pretty at the end there. The organ even sounds a little scary. What's the name of it? I know it starts with an S. I can't think of the name of it.
Well, that's when we slam the book. I think it's called the Shepetus.
And that represents closing the tomb.
Yes. And it's funny that I know that, but I don't know what Good Friday is. Okay, that kind of falls apart. But continue. Yeah.
So like Jason lays on the organ. He doesn't get up and lay on the organ, but I've looked up in the balcony and Jason is literally spread out and has as much of himself pressing down on all of the keys of the organ as possible.
Sort of like Phantom of the Opera.
It sounds crazy, but it's this build of it sounds eerie because again we're being pretty dramatic. This is when the church has a huge drama. We're talking about Jesus dying. So doing a lot of things that point to how eerie or scary that seemed in the moment. So, and then we leave in silence. It's totally silent, and then we leave. And it's right.
Well, that sounds like an awful way to end church. That sounds like we don't leave that way on Sunday. On Sunday we feel happy and go out and shake hands and eat food and drink coffee. That doesn't sound like a good way to end. And
we leave it in a pretty sad place. But then we come back on Easter.
Oh wow, okay, all right. What happens then?
Well, it's a huge surprise. You think, if you leave somewhere and it's just awful, that you're going to come back and it's still going to be awful. But that's not what happens on Easter. Easter, the women thought they were going to go to the tomb and it was going to be awful, but they came and Jesus wasn't there. Jesus was alive. It was the biggest surprise ever. So we're going to come back to church and it's going to be happy and it's going to be joyous and it's going to be full and it's going to be loud and it's going to be a big celebration and it's going to be a big party and it's going to be very happy because we get the biggest, best surprise of all that after Good Friday, Jesus didn't stay dead. Jesus rose from the dead.
Now I understand why Good Friday is called Good Friday and not Bad Friday. Jesus stands on Good Friday. I got it. And then he comes back to life. He is resurrected and the tomb is empty. And then we'll find out. I'm sure there's more to the story after that. But I can't wait for Holy Week. I can't wait for Holy Week.
Yeah. So what are some of the things we do? We do some special things at St. Matthew's, though, on Easter. Our boys and girls have things to look forward to.
Yep.
I hear Daniel's got some things up his sleeve.
Yes.
Yeah, but all mystery comes to an end sometime later.
Oh, it's a surprise. Well, we can at least tell them when it is. So the Joyful Noise girls and the King Street Kids boys and girls are going to gather in the parish hall along with everybody else. We'll have a special reception between the Easter services, and they'll come at 9:45. And Daniel and Jason have some fun things planned for them, and they're going to partake in the 11 o'clock service. Of course, they're going to be part of the parade, the procession then too. So let's read. We have 10 o'clock Palm Sunday, weather permitting. We'll gather in the courtyard.
Yep.
And then the Easter egg or the egg hunt's going to be after in the courtyard. Hopefully weather's going to be nice. Then Thursday at 7:30 in the nave, we're going to gather for, you say it Maundy Thursday? Okay, all right, I remember now. And then we have Good Friday also at 7:30. But we also on Good Friday have a noon service. But boys and girls, well, they have spring break, so yeah. We have a noon service on Good Friday, and then one at 7:30 p.m. And then on Easter morning at 8 a.m. and then the Easter reception, and then Daniel and Jason's little surprise activity, and then at 11 our second service, and all that's going to be in the night. Well, that sounds good.
And Easter is such a big deal that we can't just celebrate one day. Like we're going to start celebrating on April 17th, but Easter is such a big deal that we celebrate for 50 days.
50 days. That's a long party.
Yeah. So,
and you know what's so neat? At the end of that 50 days is going to be another big party, and our confirmands are confirm their baptisms. They're going to have affirmation of baptism. There's going to be another big party in the parish hall, a breakfast. They're going to present. Oh, they're looking so forward to talking in front of the congregation about their posters. And then that will be confirmed, and that's going to be another big party. And that is, everything's going to be red that day. We'll wear red outfits and red paraments and
red shoes.
Red shoes, and the congregation will wear red. And by that time, it'll be hot. It'll be summer. And
by the end of that week, by April 17th, Easter, we're going to throw a party. And when Jesus throws a party, Jesus throws a big party.
And Jesus shows up to that party too. Yep.
It's going to be a 50-day party.
Oh, I'm excited now. I'm so glad we had this conversation.
Yeah.
I hope boys and girls and the grown-ups come to Palm Sunday, Holy Week, and the 3 holy days.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess we got to jump off and start getting ready for that. So
yeah, it's time to get ready for the high holy days.
Well, we're going to take 2 weeks off from our King Street Kids Q&A, but we'll be back in a few weeks and look forward to seeing you again. And if you have questions in the meantime, where did they send them?
Send them to me, but I got to hop off now because I'm getting a call from the insurance company.
All right.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.